So setup was a breeze. It's basically set it and forget it, and harvesting is very rewarding. All right, today we're going to show you how you can grow loads of food without all the weeding and tilling and composting that you have to do with a traditional garden. And if you've got some mason jars laying around, or you can get your hands on some of them, our microgreen growers make it easy as can be. Now today we're going to start off harvesting some of these pea shoots to show you how much food you can grow, and then we're going to replant it to show you how easy it is. We've got two types of microgreen growers for growing different size seeds, such as the larger ones like your pea shoots and radish, and smaller ones like tatsoi and collards and kale. And after we get done with the pea shoots, we'll explain the shallow microgreen grower for your smaller seeds. Now these are made from wide mouth mason jars, and even though they all look the same, they're slightly different. If we made the microgreen growers to fit one jar exactly, they wouldn't fit all the others. So we scale the size to fit a wide variety of jars. Now some of them sit on top of the rim of the glass, while others slide into it a little bit. Either one works. We've got a lot of them growing back here just like that. In fact, you can see this microgreen right here. It's not sitting on the lip. So as long as it doesn't fall into the jar, it's going to work. Now a few people were worried about that, so we made what we call an adjustment ring. And that just fits around your cup, so that it'll sit on top of it just like that. Also, if you kept your ring without the lid, most of those would fit just like that too. So it's no problem. Towards the end of the video, we'll tell you how you can get your adjustment rings. The smaller wide mouth jars work the same. You can see this is a ball mason jar, sits on the lip, while this generic one slides down in it. So all you need to do is put your ring on there. Works just fine. The larger jar, the generic one, fits right, while the ball mason jar slides in there. But with the ring, it's no problem. So we'll put those to the side, and we'll plant those out after we get done with these pea shoots. Now last night I went and took some speckled peas, about that much, and filled the jar up with water. This morning they swelled up about that much. Now I drained them and they're ready to go. We're going to set this one back here. And let's get some containers. Now what I love about pea shoots is that we're only going to harvest the top 3 or 4 inches. But you can let it continue to grow with just water, there's no nutrients, and it stay fresh. You can actually harvest them when they're about that size, maybe even a little smaller. So that's when their leaves are coming in and they've got all these neat little tendrils. Tastes like peas, it's nutritious, and easy to grow. So we're just going to go through all of these. We've got in this one little space, there's 4 jars across and there's 4 jars deep. So we've got 16 jars of pea shoots right here. All right, so this is how easy it is. Just grab them all together. Get a pair of scissors. Just like that. Got a whole handful of delicious, nutritious pea shoots. Now I put the rest of this in my compost. Some people feed it to their chickens or other livestock. We'll see how easy this is. Got the jar. It's going to be easy to clean out. That can go in the dishwasher. These you want to just hand wash. A little warm soapy water will do. These are made out of bioplastic, and if they get too hot, they'll warp. Lots of people ask me about eating the roots. Personally, I don't do it, and it's been sitting in water for about a week. I don't really suggest it, but if you want to feed it to your chickens and that, it's probably all right. I just get a sharp knife. Comes off that easy. And now you can see the secret of how these are grown. Comes out. It's going to be easy to clean up, right? Right here, I want to show you. The way I'm going to show you to plant this will keep this all dry. You notice there's no moisture in here. There's no mold. There's no mildew. Everything's growing just fine. In fact, these peas are starting to dry up. And they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're giving the pea shoots energy. And they're not sitting up here getting all mushy and smelly. So let me show you how we did that. When we plant these out, I'm going to show you the secret is keeping the water away from the microgreen grower. Let me go through and harvest these, and then we'll talk about that. Alrighty, we're on our last one here. We're about running out of room. But as you can see, all these wonderful pea shoots, easy to grow. And pretty much just set it and forget it. So this saves you a lot of time, energy, and money. All right. As we said, this goes in our compost. So if you compost this or you feed it to your chickens, you're not really wasting anything. Plus, you didn't spend anything extra on this. You used just water and no nutrients at all. So it's free organic material. And this, look at all these lovely pea shoots that you got from just that one little space right up there. There's just loads of them. Look at that. Chefs would love that with all these little tendrils coming out. Kids will like this, tastes like peas. Now this may look like a lot, but if you stir fry or juice it, it condenses a little bit. All right, we'll see what we got. Got 1 pound and a half an ounce. Let's see, the empty container is 66 grams. And we're at 466 grams. So 400 grams of awesome, nutritious pea shoots. All in that one little space. Just about a pound. Now give me just a second to clean up. We'll get these jars out of the way. I'll wash them in a second. I've got a new case over here. We're going to plant some out. And if you thought harvesting them was easy, wait till you see how easy it is to set it up. All right, we just harvested 16. We're going to set up 12 of them because that's the case. First, we're going to take the lids off and hold on to those. Now I'm doing 12, but you can start off with like 2 or 4, just till you get the hang of it. Now, right from the beginning, we're not even going to put water in the jars yet. And as you can see, these are ball mason jars, and the insert does slip down into there a little bit. So if that bothers you, let's go ahead and use these rings. All right, now all I'm gonna do is take our peas that we soaked overnight, drained them, and now we're just gonna pour a little bit into each one. Basically what we want is a double layer. So you don't want them too deep. You can do just a single layer, but to maximize it, get kind of 2 layers in there like that. And I'll plan out a few more when we're done. Now what I like to do is give it one little spritz of water. And just cover it up. Now, you don't need to screw the lid on. Basically, just set that on and it'll keep the moisture in. And I just put the ring on it like that. It really is that easy. Now all we're going to do for the first couple of days is come in and check on them. Take them out. Now you can either take it to the sink and gently rinse it. You don't want the peas to move around, so don't turn the faucet on really hard. Just gently rinse it. What I like to do is I'm out here where there's no sink. I just take my clean water and just spray it a lot. You want to spray it enough that you see water coming out of it. Okay? That way you don't disturb the peas and they get the moisture they need. Now in a few days, you're going to see some roots just like that. Just coming down. At this point, you can go ahead and fill it with water. Just to that point. You want it up there enough to touch the roots, but you don't want it touching the white microgreen grower. These roots will shoot down really fast. Your little peas will start growing. And when they start pushing up on this lid, it's time to take it off and set it where it can get some light. A sunny window or under some grow lights. Now one quick tip, after you uncover them for a day or two, you can give them a little gentle spritz. That encourages any of the little peas that are taking their time growing will get a chance to get their roots down in that water too. And that's it. That's how we grew all these pea shoots or pea microgreens. So setup was a breeze. It's basically set it and forget it, and harvesting is very rewarding. So now we're going to set these over to the side. They don't need to be in the light right now. And I've got a couple of microgreens that have just sprouted that need to get under the lights. I'll move those over here and we'll plant a few more out too. Alrighty, so we put the peas over to the side for now. And we've got our sprouts over here. We've got a little broccoli and some red cabbage going. These we germinated off to the side. They stayed covered up. We uncovered them and just the lights up above were good enough for a couple of days. Now we're going to get them over here and turn on the grow lights. We've been practicing with some dill too. We're going to see how that goes. And we've got some more broccoli over here. That has just started to germinate. See, there's moisture under there. We're still going to keep it covered up for another couple of days until it starts pushing on that lid. So let's show you how we did that. Now the peas that we did do not need any nutrients. That's fantastic. That's why we love them so much. Microgreens, you don't need nutrients if you just want to grow them to this stage. But if you want to grow them out a little bigger, like what we're practicing, here's some, you're going to need a little bit of nutrients. And then we're practicing, since we've got that kind of cracky style, we're going to let them grow out. So we get a whole lot more yield for the amount of seeds that we used. This is a little bigger jar, and we've got some wonderful amaranth growing here, and you can see how we did it outdoors with a whole lot of tatsoi, broccoli, and arugula. This is using the same shallow lid. I just made one a little bigger for this jar. So everything you've been seeing me grow for the past 6 months with the self-watering adapters, I've been using General Hydroponics MaxiGrow. It's easy to use. It says 1 to 2 teaspoons per gallon. Everything that I've been growing has been just 1 teaspoon. Cover it up, shake it, and that's it. It's ready to go. All right, now for these shallow ones, I'm going to fill these jars up to right where it touches the bottom. Unlike the peas, I want this to touch the bottom in the very beginning to give the roots a chance to grow. The peas throw off the roots really quick. Other seeds tend to take a little bit of time. Now, we're going to go ahead and put our adjustment ring on there so these sit right above it. Kind of check where the bottom is and just fill it up to there. Set that in. If you need a little more, just fill it up until it's touching the bottom. That just is touching the bottom. See it? Do this one. Just is touching the bottom. I'm gonna pour a little bit in the top. Now what you don't want is to get it so full that your seeds are like floating in water. Now this is just plain paper towel. If you want to get fancy and cut a circle, you can. But this is all I do. Just rip a little piece. Set it in there. And if it's wet and it soaks up water, you know you've got enough. If you put it in there and it's dry, you want to put just a tiny, tiny little bit of water in there. Now I'm just going to sprinkle some broccoli seeds in here. We love broccoli, and it's good for you. I'm not going to measure. Pretty much just a single layer. Just like that. Gently mist it. Don't spray too hard where your seeds go flying out. And put your lids back on them. Like we said, don't try and screw it on. Just set it on there. Same thing with the peas. Just check on them while they're germinating. If they look like they're starting to dry out, give them a little spritz. If you open it up and there's moisture in there, just leave it alone. And when you see the roots starting to develop, then it's just set it and forget it. Now, if it's really hot where you are and this starts to evaporate before the roots get a chance to get down in there, you can lift it up and pour a little bit more in just to bring that level right up to where it's touching the bottom. All we're wanting now is for the roots to develop and start to go into the water. After that, there's nothing else to do. In about a week, you should have roots like that. These guys, in 3 or 4 more days, these leaves will open up. They'll be ready to harvest. And that's how easy it is to grow microgreens with our microgreen adapters. And if you want to grow them out a little bit more, get some baby greens, it's just a matter of waiting a few more days. Now, if you comment BOGO, B-O-G-O, I'll send you the info on where to pick up these microgreen growers. They come in a set, one deep, one shallow. And at least for the next week, these will be on sale. Buy one set, get one set free. So you get 2 of each. That'll be 4. Now, for most people, they're going to fit right on the lip, or you can save your rings. But if you think you might have the jars where they slide in there and that bothers you, we'll have a set of these inside the Etsy store, so you can order them with your microgreen growers. That way you save on shipping and you don't have to get them later. So with these microgreen growers, just about anyone, anywhere can grow lots of their own food. What are you waiting for?